This is Computer Science Discoveries, and we're in Unit 3 and moving on to lesson number 9, talking about sprite movement. Now in 8, you started using the random number command to kind of make things wiggle or move all over the screen. But we really want to advance ourselves into making something look like it's a natural progression, a smooth movement, okay? So as we work through lesson 9, let's see how you're going to learn how to do that. In level number 2, here's a short video I want you to watch. So pause me, watch this one, and then come on back. All right, now in these next 3 levels, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, okay, this is where we're headed to learn about this counter pattern to get things to move in a smooth process. So you're going to see that we use kind of that generic purple equals command for variables and such, and you're going to see some things added in math, okay, with some addition and such. So this one says, this is the most important one of all in programming for movement. It's called the counter pattern, okay? And what's happening here is it's used to increase the value of a variable by 1. Let's see what it looks like. So it says this pattern or this program that is set up uses this counter pattern, okay, that the variable is set right now at 0. And here's what happens. We have a white background. We have words that say counter. And then here's what happens here. So it says, read this program, run it, check your prediction, discuss with someone else, and see if you've got the right prediction. So go ahead and enter what you think there, and then hit run and see what happens. I'm not doing it with you. The next level on number 4, here is where now we're going to finally see something. Okay, some of you I noticed had some airplanes and things, and they were kind of like crazily jiggling or bopping all over the place, so it didn't look very realistic. This is what we're after here. Okay, so make your program animate like the image to the right. We've already added the line where it says plane.x, so I'm going to update the x property, and we have to use this addition math command to make it look like this. All right, it needs to be finished. Well, from what I've seen before, okay, if I go in this second spot and put a 1 there, that's telling me what's going on. Now, if I come here and I say, move the plane sprite by 1 pixel to the right each time. If you just put an X there and try to run it, it's going to give you an error message because it's saying, what is X? In this spot, this is where you actually have to call out a variable or something that's already been assigned. So what I'm going to recommend that you do is grab this sprite property again. And you're like, well, I already had it to the left. Yes, but what we need to do here is make it look exactly the same again to say, all right, variable is plane. I'm dealing with the X property, and I want to take that X property, that value, and add 1. Ta-da! Let's see if it'll work. There it is. Sweet. All right, so you get the idea now that you're going to have to be using this these properties and movement right there as you want to create some movement. All right, let's look at 5. What's going on? Oh, this time we have some sort of fly, and this time the sprite is moving in the X direction, but now we're going in to the left. All right, how do you suppose you're going to do that? Now, if you recall from the last one, and by all means, go back here and kind of see how that was structured. Okay, we have this equals command from the variables. You're going to grab that thing, and then this was dealing with the X movement, and we added 1. So when you come here, the first thing you're going to do is grab this. And then, again, we're going to be dealing with the X property. So grab this for this part right there. This was called the fly. So make sure we rename it because it won't make sense until you get that in there. Now, here, because we're going to move it to the left, what are some ways you suppose you could do that? Because if you remember on your grid, when I move to the right, my X value is getting larger. I go from 0 over to 400. So now if I'm starting here, let's look into math and see what choices you have. Okay, last time we used the addition one. So, let's try this. And again, you're going to have to, I know it seems cumbersome, but this is the way it works. All right, and let's try a number in there and see if it works. Okay. Now, just for fun, I want to try something else here, okay? Because if you were looking at the last one and you're saying, what if I added, and again, I'm going to grab that X property here and say I want my fly variable, that sprite, and I'm talking about the X property. What if I put in a negative one there? Do you think it'll work? Try. 2 ways. Cool. All right. When you get to 6, let's see what's going on here. In 6, now this is another prediction one, okay? And I see this up here and I'm like, what's going on here? It says, read this program and predict which of the following animations will be used. Okay, now hang on here because it's kind of hard to see all this, right? So here's your multiple choice, okay? Are all the cars coming in going like this? Here's choice B. That looks like this. So maybe we need to focus on a color, right? In A, red car is going to the left. In choice B, red car is going up. In choice C, red car, oops, I don't even want to pick that. In choice C, red car is going to the right. And in D, red car is going to going down. So your job is to, by looking at this code. Now, this first part is just defining all of these cars, and they've got a rotation just because they needed to turn them so they all look like they're traveling in a different direction. Here's really where you need to start, is by looking at this draw loop. And look at what's happening to the red car. Look at what's happening in this counter pattern for the yellow one, the blue one, and the green one. Noticing, am I dealing with an X or a Y property? And you pick which one you think it is. Now, I just plopped on C accidentally. Is it A? Is it B? That one? Is it C? This one? Or do you think it's D? All right. Make your prediction, make a selection, then choose run. See what happened. All right, and then the last level of this first half, and this is where I'm going to do a checkpoint with you. Your job is to get this mouse, which right now is simply moving vertically down the screen. They want you to make it look like it's moving diagonally. All right, so read through this because it talks about updating only X or only Y, does horizontal for X, vertically for Y. And if you want them to make more of a diagonal movement, then you'll need to update both of them. Okay, so right now, this program just makes the Y value increase by 2, which means when you run it, that's why it's coming down, because my Y value at the top is 0, here's 400. Okay, so what they want you to do is update both of those so it looks like this. The challenge or the extra credit, which I'm not going to tell you about, is notice here, they made the mouse face the direction it was traveling. See how right now it's facing, heading straight down. So the first thing to do is inside this draw loop, get it to travel diagonally. So you got to have more than just the Y value as they indicated. And then to get fancy, see if you can get that mouse to face the right direction. When you've got those done, show me. Good luck.